What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a live stream of Aviaman, and happy Sunday. Weekend is almost over for it's over for a lot of you guys on the other side of the ocean. So hope everyone is doing fantastic as always. Captain K Pelican, welcome aboard. Avgeeko7, welcome aboard. Noah, welcome aboard. Spago Z, welcome aboard. Says, come on, hurry up, I haven't got all day. I do not know why there's buses at this airport. They're just so flipping loud. Not sure, but welcome to New Smyrna Beach International Municipal Airport. This is actually a very important airport for me. This is where I started my flight training. This is where my career started as a commercial pilot. As you guys most of you guys know already, I am a real world commercial pilot. Waiting for a pandemic to be over so I can actually start using my license, but this is the airport where I did all my training. I believe the hangar, so the very far hangar over there on the left side that you see Airgate Aviation, that's the hangar where you also get some of the flights to the Bahamas. It's not really a hangar, it's actually a building itself. It's a little terminal. They do have Airgate Aviation does flights to the Bahamas, and they have a very good restaurants right beside here, between at the end of that side you have a very good restaurant, kind of like not bar, I would say a little restaurant, but anyways. And the Flight Academy buildings are these three buildings over here. The very first one is the dispatch building, where you dispatch your flight. You do the study rooms in here. Then the second building is where you have your you have flight sims in here too. The nice big 360 180 degree flight sim. You got your classroom, some of the classrooms actually over here, and some other rooms where you do studies. That bus is going to follow me just because he wants to. And this is the last building where you have administration, and some of the buildings, administration top build. But anyways, we're not here to talk about the airport. We are here to talk about these beautiful aircraft, which is an aircraft I used a lot. Probably a little bit less than the Cessna 172, but I did a lot of training, intense training on these beautiful Piper Seminole PA44. Piper Seminole, it is, if you guys know the Seneca, it has some common things in it. It's a multi-engine aircraft that is able to do some it's used a lot actually for training purposes. So that's what's the main use of these beautiful plane is. Very easy, very forgiving, to be honest. Like a Cessna 172, very forgiving. So that means you can make mistakes without risking your life, I would say. Especially because the engines on these planes are counter rotating. So you have the left and the right engine, right? So sorry, the left and the right engine here, they are counter rotating. So that means this one, I don't know if you can see the mouse. Let me see if you guys can see the mouse. I don't know why the pointer. Yeah, this engine over here spins this way, the other engine spins on the opposite. So if you think about the pilot perspective, right, they're counter rotating. The one it's clockwise, the other one is anti-clockwise. And why that's good, because if you think about, if you lose an engine, that's what we call asymmetric thrust and all that stuff, which is going to happen on this one too. But there's going to be less issues on controlling your aircraft at the VMC, velocity of minimum control, with these type of aircraft with the that has the propellers that counter rotating. Think about some of the aircraft that have propellers rotating on the both of the same on the same way. It's gonna be problematic once you lose one engine. You're gonna have much more issues with talking about drag, talking about slipstream and everything. So we're gonna talk about that later on. We're gonna start a few series of this is just an introduction to this aircraft, to be honest. They're busy airport. Let me see if I can use the traffic on the ground, because I'm traffic just way. There we go. Bye. Way too much. Oh, here we go. Now we can talk without hearing buses going in and out this airport. But anyways, really well done airport aircraft by Carenado, especially exterior wise. Interior wise, the cockpit looks exactly the same. We got some of the details. We're looking the stall vents here. You got two, you know, depends on the flap setting. That's why you have two. You stalls you know, you stall different stall speed. That means the wing stalls at the different section of your wing, you know. Got your engines very well done. Usually there's a written thing that says Seminole. The only thing I wish they modeled better is the little mirror. When you're landing on this plane, we say we do a gump check, GUMP. In the gump check, we check the landing gear, right? We say three green, that means they'll go down and lock. And no reds, there's no red bulbs. They'll say that there's one gear that come down. And then one in the mirror, that means when we look outside, we look at the little mirror thing here, and it shows your landing gears down. So it's amazing. Very well done. Anyways, let's hop inside the cockpit. Enough talking over here. Let me see. There we go. Now the Carenado cockpit is as always beautiful. You know that. We know it from X-Plane 11. We know it from P3D. Everyone knows that the Carenado's aircraft are beautiful inside, very well done on the texture wise and modeling, but then it's lacking on the systems or on the accuracy of the flight model. Like, we're gonna do a little test flight today and see what kind of like how the fidelity to the real thing. Now you know, you have this beautiful animation. I guess they told me not to touch the visor, but I believe they updated. I didn't check that. Got a little tablet with some options on the Piper Seminole here. Static elements on and off. I believe when you do that, you get to see some. Let's see outside. You got your covers for the engine cowlings over there. You got your cones, remove before flight, the chokes, the chocks in there inserted. I thought there was something over here too, but no, they didn't put it. Okay, no cones in there, chocks again, but yep, that's it. And then you come over here, so you turn it off. Okay, this is something we never used. External power, that is not a thing. You will never see an external power attached to this plane at all. Okay, now the tow bar. Now I don't know how this thing works. I guess there's a tow bar you can connect, but I don't think you can guide it. We'll see. Maybe. Like you can guide or anything. It's just probably a nice experience, nice exterior thing. And it works only if the plane is stopped and the ground system. Anyways, then we got the pilot. You can show if you want the pilot, co-pilot on inside the, probably outside the cockpit view. Let me see. And you got to see your two pilots in and out. There you go. Just like basic Carenado stuff. You have different pages too. You can open and close the door. Apparently you cannot do that yet. I believe that's a simulation limitation. So cockpit door. I read it wrong. Co-pilot. Yeah, this door does not open. I was like looking at that door. It meant the co-pilot. So this part, actually, this door can be open. I thought it was like, why is it grayed out? Because we don't have a door on that side. Anyways, baggage door, you can open and close, of course. Different. There you go. You got your luggage area here, where you put, some people, a lot of airlines actually put some airlines or flight training schools. They put some weights in there usually to help out the weight and balance. Now we can close the door, I guess. We look at over here. You have a beautiful section here. We can You have a startup options. You can select if you want to start cool and dark, like the way you see it now, or ready for taxi. That means engines are running, but still not on takeoff configuration. And then ready for takeoff. That means it's ready to take off, enter the runway, and good to go. But have a look at the cabin. I mean, beautiful cabin. This is exactly what I was looking at when I was flying this plane. I believe I had a headrest, but maybe I won't. Anyways, got your microphone on this side, which is pretty obvious. You can remove the yoke here. That would be easy to access all this panel. Parking brakes over here on this side, electrical panel on this side, electrical. You have alternator, master, magnetos on this side. We'll see all those functions. Fuel pumps on this side, if you're looking for that. And the aircraft usually comes, if a lot of people are struggling maybe to have their fuel on and to start the engine because it's shut off. That's when you get crossfit. Okay, so crossfit is this. Okay, you don't want to use it. I never use crossfit. 5%. On, position, and off. Off is the central. I think about why. Okay, then you got your trim, and this is a trim tab. Our plane was so old, it was so fudged up. We had to. This is the neutral position. You want to keep everything on neutral position. Now the other thing is you got your lights here on this side and your autopilot. The autopilot is this little thing over here. The fan, air conditioning, your GPS unit, and NDB unit. We got some ADF over here. Okay, reader. Then we got your transponder, the autopilot panel, which never worked for me when I was flying this thing in real life. All hand flying. I see you. Maybe I'm on the taxiway. Is that you over there on that side? I see you. Just gonna do a local flight. But anyways, we're gonna be checking out the instrument. Instruments are exactly the position in a very high fidelity. I believe these are. This is exactly how I remember the cockpit was. I'm not having any issues trying to find things, so that is good. Down below here, you got your car beats on, which right now don't really do much difference on your performance. At least I didn't notice. Cold flaps, you got your cold flaps here. This is what we use for engine cooling. Okay, you want to have your cold flaps down like this in order to see a bit of cooling. Now let's have a look outside here if it's represented. There you go. This is the cold flaps, guys. You see, gives a little bit also of especially when you're at low speed, it gives a good amount of cooling to the engines. Okay, and it creates a little bit of drag, so when you're cruising, maybe that's when you want to close this guy. There you go. Good. Now we got your the panels here for circuit breakers and your maintenance and tach over here, meters over here for the tach meter, and the yes, this is for the heater, which for us was removed. Not all planes come the same. Remember, we did not have a heater in our Piper Seminole because we were in Florida. Who needs a heater for that? And you got your temperature gauge over here, beautiful temperature gauge, which is funny because it's reading 0 right now because the battery is off. But the moment you turn it on, you will see the actual temperature. In the panel over here, like in real life, you get some of the specification and some of the performance charts in here. You get your annunciator panel, which is not working right now, of course, because we had to battery. So without further ado, flight level 360, welcome aboard. Ciao, benvenuto a bordo. AvGeek, let me see who else is in the chat. Make sure you smash down the like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and check a few things first about this plane. Okay, we've done quite a bit of talking about, but this is again the introduction. If you guys are expecting to see me flying and do acrobatic maneuvers and this, it's not gonna happen today. But we're gonna start doing some fun stuff with this plane. We're gonna actually take a few lessons like we did with the Cessna 172 with the VFR flight rules tutorials. We're gonna do the same thing kind of with the Piper Seminole. Start with VFR and then we're gonna move to the IFR. So it has two engines. You guys know we got two lovely engines over here. These engines are light coming engines, and the 0360A1H6, that's the basic propeller you will always see. I still remember the numbers of this thing, funny, because I studied this so well. And you got a horsepower is about like I think 180 horsepower. And your they rated again. We're talking about the engines. The engines are rated for 2700 RPM. It's a four-cylinder engine aircraft that has a direct drive, and it is we say horizontally opposed and air-cooled type of engine. Horizontally opposed, we're talking about the pistons in this case. Then the propeller, we have the 2 Hertzel, usual Hertzel propeller, which I believe it shows over here too. Yeah, that's it. See, this is the attention to detail that I'm looking, that I want to see on planes. And again, it's pretty well done. So for now, I have nothing really bad about it yet. We'll see now when we get through that. So you have the propeller's constant speed, they hydraulically actuated. That means there's a little function over here that will help to keep the constant RPM. We will work on that now. We'll see what we do with that. There's a governor here that is kind of like a hydraulically activated, helps to, you know, rotate this blade so that we have the pitch we want for it. And it can go to a fully feathered position. So these are the things that you kind of want to know exactly. It's an avi gas usually. Now the other thing we're going to check right now immediately is check on the weight and balance, how much fuel we can put. Like let's see. So this is what we're looking at. Let's see in pounds. So 330 pounds over here. Now the what happened if I do gallon? Okay, so we have a fuel capacity on the real plane of 110 gallons, US gallon in total. So that makes sense. So you have 50-50, that's 100, 5, 10. So that means 110 gallons that we do add. So this is very accurate on regarding your fuel, okay? Let me see. About weight, so we're looking at maximum takeoff weight of 3,800 pounds, and yes, 3,800 pounds are there. So see, we cannot take off right now because we are a bit overweight, 16 pounds, so we'll have to adjust that in a second. And we are, that's kind of like we are actually pretty good on these values. These values are pretty close enough to the real thing. Now again, we're gonna hop in the cockpit and start working on our checklist. We're gonna come up here, yeah, leave it like this, and then we're gonna continue with the, we're not gonna do anything about the performance calculations and everything. We'll have a whole episode just for that. I will be able to share with you guys the checklist that I use for this aircraft during my training. This is valid for this variant of the aircraft too. I used to fly the 1979 variant of this one, and also the 2002 variant, so a little bit different. The only thing that changes is the primer. You have a little cute little buttons for engine start and everything. Meanwhile on the other one you have actually the prime lever over here that you have to prime it manually. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna skip the before the pre-flight inspection checklist. We're gonna go straight ahead with the before starting checklist. Aircraft acceptance check. We'll see we've done all that maintenance check before. Pre-flight inspection, let's say we've been done. We crew passenger briefing, we're gonna skip that. Seatbelts unsecure, usually check your seatbelts in here. Avionic master switch and make sure they're all off. So we're looking at the battery on this side, right? And then you got on this side here, you have this is the avionic, the radio mast that you see on. This is the avionic switch, so you make sure it is always off. The reason why you want to keep it off is always until you start the engine. That usually it's coming with a lot of turboprops, and the amount you don't want to shortcut anything when you're starting the engine. Now, If you guys have any question, please stop me and ask any question you feel and like. Okay, I would like to see a lot of participation. You can use the comment section down below if you have any question. And I do make mistakes too, because it's been a while I did not fly this plane, so forgive me if you're currently flying this plane and you know maybe a little bit better about me. Let me know in the comments down below, or even in the chat. See, hey, I don't think this is right, and then we can argue, talk about that, and see fix it. So circuit breakers, we're not going to check a fresh air heater, we're not going to check heater switch. It's enough. You are in Florida, let's say. Electrical switches are all off. Double checking everything is off. There you go, perfect. Off position. We actually tend to keep this one always on, like this. Sorry, fin strobe like this. But anyways, keep it on off right now. Fuel selector on. This is what I was talking about. 1 and 2 fuel selector are on. Flaps, here we go. You have the beautiful lever. Again, this is not like your Cessna 172 type of flap. You kind of like your parking brakes. In the old cars, you have the parking brakes. You pull it up, you press the button, release it. That release a little mechanism in here, and you pull up. And every time you pull up, it's you will find a little resistance that will show you, okay, that's 1 flap setting, 2 flap setting. Make sure you get to that. If you're flying this in real life, make sure you feel that resistance, because that every move you make on this, it is actually corresponded to what the flap lever will go to. So if you don't come to all the way in, you might have a situation where your flap will drop. If you don't feel the click, it will drop and you will lose all your flaps or whatever you have. Cold flaps, so we keep it open for engine cooling purposes. Coming down over here a little bit. The whistle was, I need to find a button for that. Anyways, flaps are okay. Cold flaps. So primers, see, this is what we're talking. We're not even going to talk about the primers. This is for the 1979 models. We're not going to look at that as a 4. If you have using the 1779 model, you have to prime it with, if you have a cold engine, with 4 strokes of the prime. We don't have that. We have electric primer over here. The buttons here. Car beat is going to be off for today's flight. Mixture full forward, and we're going to move the mixture all the way forward. Throttles, which is sorry, props, which is this blue level here. See? This is your props. That's what it's governing your prop level. Okay. Props, full forward. Throttles are closed. Alternators. This is when we're going to start a little bit of what do you do? A little bit of powering up the plane. So we're going to start the alternators on. Battery master switch goes on. As you can see, we got power coming in. You got your alternators on. You can hear the gyroscope start working on. Oil, that's pretty normal. Check your panel here. It's good. Anti-collision light can come on, and we check that on. And that's it, to indicate to the people around us that we are going to start up our engine. Avgeeko 7, I think you left. Alright, and this is the typical sound you hear every time. Nav lights as required. We don't really use nav lights, to be honest. The reason why it's not really required for this type of flights, it's not like a recommendation. The most 2 important lights you need to have on a plane are recog and finstrop, but as long as you're flying at the daytime and below a certain altitude. So you can put it on if you want. Again, in real life, try to use as less as possible because every bulb costs money. Fuel pumps are on and check pressure. This is where I did not notice any pressure change. Oh, here we go. Now I changed it. A bit high, and you can see your app meters also going up, which is really good. So we're gonna turn them on, check pressure. There you go. See? Magnetos on. So we're gonna keep the magnetos here. You have a guard lock here. I'm gonna remove the guard lock for now. Start from left to right. Every engine has 2 magnetos. Keep the magnetos. There you go. Keep that one off now. We keep these fuel pump on. Before engine start checklist complete. Now we're gonna start with the first engine start checklist. So we're gonna go ahead and throttle. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do two full strokes. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna use, just for simplicity, I'm gonna use this, as in I'm gonna move all of them together. And then it says to open a 1/4 inch. Okay, technically what you want to do in real life, you want to drag one of these and then second one. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep this like this. All right. Throttle a 1/4 inch open, and that's a kind of like a little bit like a 1/4 inch. So you can put a 10. There you go. That is good. 2002 2004 models, you have the electrical primer which you're going to use. We're going to start the right engine first, and yeah, right engine first. We're going to prime it for cold engines for 1 to 3 seconds. 1 2 3. There you go. Oops, that's too much. Wanna flow the engines, and then the brakes, hold brakes, always good too, even though you have parking brakes. First engine start, engage maximum 8 seconds. So right engine is starting, guys. Let me know how your sounds are. If it's too loud, or I can reduce the volume a little. Let's reduce the volume a little bit so you guys can hear me too. Okay, so you right engine. When engine starts, throttle 1000 RPM. We check 1000 RPM. Bring this a little bit back. Again, your throttle command your RPM level. Okay, keep it like 1000 RPM, a little bit. Means I can keep this one the same level like this. Here you go. A bit cheat. In real life, this will never be the same. The Piper Seminole is such an old aircraft that is very hard to keep. You will see one would be high up here, the other one will be low here to get the same power settings, but that can happen quite obviously. Connor Morris, good evening. Yep, you actually can even you're on the other side now. Throttle. Okay, we're gonna do oil pressure check. We're checking for oil pressure. It's good. We're still above, right about the green, like right on the downside of the green line, the green section. We're gonna go ahead and turn on, we're gonna lean the engine a little bit. Now the EGT, to be honest, I don't see much movement on these EGT, so we'll have to hear the engine and listen to the drop on RPM. Once you hear the drop of RPM, that means it's lean. Let's see if that works or not. There'll be an increase and drop. So that's the drop over there. Hey, I guess we can lead it like this. 61, that's fine. Not low, but we'll see that. I usually just lean a little bit, not that much, but anyways. Once we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and start the second engine step. We're looking at the load here for the ammeters, and that is fine. Everything is 50-50 over there. Throttle 2 full strokes again. 1 2. Oh, we already done that, but we'll do it again. But keep it at 5%. It was okay. 1/4 engine electric primer for 1 to 3 seconds. 1 2 3. That's enough. Hold the brakes. Clear prop. Now, how's the moving been? The moving is almost complete, not 100% done yet. As in, we are in a temporary spot right now. We're gonna move to our actual spot in March. So this is like a temporary spot until it's ready. But anyways, now we're done with that. We're gonna continue with the checklist of your second engine is started. Throttle again 1000 RPM, and we have it set because we cheated a little bit already. Oil pressure check. All right, second engine fuel pump. Oh, fuel pump's off. Fuel pump off. There you go. That would release our ears a little bit. There you go. That setting should give us a good. Yep. The beautiful thing about these manifold pressures, technically telling us should give us like the outside pressure too. That's how it is. This plane, very good plane, to be honest. Engine start checklist is complete. After start checklist, fresh air fan is right here usually. There you go. Keep it on maybe. Okay, keep everything is fine. Pitot heat on, cabin heat off. I'll leave it on fan. You can have the blower here a little bit higher or lower, whatever you want. Headset on. Avionics now can go on. Here we go. Turn on the avionics. Usually takes a little bit of time for that. Comms, checking out everything in the comms here. We're good. Altimeter setting. We're gonna check for the altimeter setting now. I think we're flying on not on real weather because it's very cloudy for today. Yeah, 1013. Let me see. Let's set up the weather for New Smyrna Beach at least without the clouds. We'll set up everything else without the clouds. So it's a QNH is let me see. See if we can get the 1020, I believe. 10. I can just write it down here. 1020. Pressure set. Temperature in here it's 20 degrees. There you go. -20 degrees. Lightning precipitation, no. Aerosol density, no. That, no. We're good. Wind layer, we're gonna add a little wind layer, which is 110.7. No gust. And it's over to the ground here, so that's good. 1,000 feet maybe. Okay, we're good over here. I believe we set the weather the way we want it to. Now we're gonna set the altimeter setting, so it's 1020. You can do it over here. Very hard to see sometimes though, huh? 1020, so 3013. Anyway, we're looking at the hectopascal, the inches of mercury here, and we are good. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the rest. So I'm gonna turn on the transponder. This does the self-test mode, not this one though. That's interesting. The Warden, hello, how you doing? Good to see you here on board. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, so we got the transponder on. So so far, nothing to complain about. We're gonna check the alternator output. So check each alternator and observe the ammeter setting. Now, so this is what happened. I do not know why the... See, now, it's kind of weird. I think it's indicating only one alternator. Okay, but it's right. I mean, it shows like it should be showing 100%. And only one of the levels should turn off. So if you turn off the right alternator, you should see the right alternator going to 0, and the left alternator should be picking up the load that you lost from here. But that is one thing that is not really showing up as it should be. Alright, so we got that GPS installed, altimeter setting set, heading. We're gonna check with the compass. So right now is good. Let me see. Okay, she's perfect. Yeah, that's a very realistic. That keeps moving, and as I said, the temperature gauge is right here, and it's indicating 65. Yeah, looks like 70 Fahrenheit, which is pretty accurate. All right. Now let's go ahead and continue with the flight. So bring this yoke, actually leave it at taxi clearance. Will obtain the taxi clearance. Now we say 110 at 7, right? So at New Smyrna Beach, okay, we got few runways we can choose from. All right, so we the closest runway we have, it's 2911. No, sorry, runway 29 and then runway 20, but the winds are 110 at 7, so we should use runway 11 for departure. Okay, so once we use 11 for departure, we're gonna just do a right traffic pattern and see how that goes. Okay, do a couple of touch and goes. We talk about the speeds of this plane. Now park brakes, hold the park brakes, park brake release. Now we're good. Park brakes are off and on. I have full authority on the parking brakes. We're gonna do a quick run-up check too once we get there. So apply a little bit of power to move this plane. Okay, there we go. Brake check. Brake are good. So one thing, let me see if it's very loud though, at least on my ears. You guys can hear me well. You need a Casper says just saying hi and smashing the like button before sleep. Good night. Good night, Casper. Welcome aboard though. We're gonna take right over here. See, once you get the plane moving, you don't really need much power to get it roll. Usually bring it back to 1000 RPM. You want to always taxi like that. Maybe a little bit more than that. You also wanna taxi using less brakes and more differential power. But in this case, we're gonna use the brakes and differential brakes because I do not have a throttle quarter that is able to do that. Separate the two engines. It'd be nice if I could, but so this is the run-up area. This is where all the planes, there's 3 spots for the run-up at New Smyrna Beach. They do it over here or at the base of tower. So air traffic controller, we say, for example, Epic Air 569 taxi to the run-up area, blah blah blah, and then you say taxis run up, okay, over here. Otherwise they will say, hey, Epic Air 569 taxi to the run-up area, base of tower, which is that, be facing the tower. So here so you can see the original lines in here. These lines are actually are visible, are actual lines. So this is the default scenery. Hopefully one day someone will be able to make a good scenery for this airport. All right, park brakes set. We're gonna set the parking brakes now over here. There we go. Give it 1000 RPM. All right, mixture full forward. Let me see what is the value so it's easier. Okay, mixture full forward. There you go. Props full forward. Throttle 1500 RPM. Again, with your throttles, the black knobs over here, you control this RPM. With your props, you control your manifold pressure. Okay. 1500 RPM throttle. That's good enough. You have a left and right engine indicator over here. See, make sure that the aircraft is not moving. Now we're gonna do a prop feather check. What's a prop feather check? We'll just see how the governor is working, right? We're gonna do bring this to a feather position twice and see the reaction of the plane. 1. See, and we got a drop. You see the drop? There you go. Let's do the other one. Once it's stable, we'll do the rest. You're gonna see 500 RPM or less. There you go. We're good. 1 and 2. Less than 500 RPM. That's what you want to see, which is good. All right, we got that. Throttles, now we're gonna advance the throttles to 2000 RPM. And again, I'm looking at this instrument when I'm doing this. RPM set over here. We're gonna continue with the rest, and we'll do a prop check now. We're gonna have to bring the props back a little bit until we hit 1800 RPM. So we'll do that now. 1800 RPM. Bring it back to the props. (16, 17, 18 is over there, so bring it more. There you go. Now 1800 RPM, that's more or less, that's perfect to me. We're gonna do a throttle check. That means we're gonna bring the we're gonna check the governor check, sorry. I'm gonna take this throttle, okay, and increase the manifold pressure about 2 inches. But right now we see the value. We want to see that this right engine comes back to whatever RPM we set, which is 1800, and it did. As you saw, this went up 2 inches, but this stayed at 1800 RPM. Now let's bring it back 2 inches. So bring back to what it was, and now we go 2 inches low. As you can see, this moved, but it moved back up again. So that means it's working. The governor is working. So that means this plane is actually good on system so far on that side. Let's do the left engine 2 inches up. And you see the governor actuating, bringing the RPM back to normal. And we're going to continue with the... bring it back to 4. There you go. And now 2 inches below. The manifold pressure, and then it come back to 1800 RPM. Beautiful. That's what we want to see on a plane like this. Now we're gonna do a quick prop check again. So we're gonna bring the props full forward slowly. Very important that you do it slowly. Don't do this too fast, you're gonna break the engines. It takes seconds to do. I've seen some very bad mishaps happening when they bring the props too forward quickly. Throttles back to 2000 RPM, and we are at 2000 RPM. Car beat check, and this is what I said that I don't think it's working. So car beat, when I move the car beat, we should see a change, but it is not happening. You should see a change, a drop. This car beat takes some of the intake from the engine. So magnetos check. So this is another check we're gonna do. We're gonna bring the magnetos guard off. There you go. I can get the last one. Now we're gonna check the magneto checks. We're gonna start with the right engine check first. Magnetos. I'm gonna take the right engine. No changes, which is weird, which is good and weird though. Left, no changes. Now here, let's do this one. Well, maybe there's a little change, but I don't see it much. It is a tiny change on the manifold pressure, I can see that. So, and as I bring it up, does it go up? Can't really tell if it's working or not. But with this, you want to check the drop with the magnetos, which you want to be around between 175 150. But you technically should see all that happening. Everything else looks good. Engine gauges checking, everything is in the green. We're good over here. Yeah, there we go. Throttles, RPM is going to be 1000 again, 1000 RPM. Like, oh wow, finally. You hear something again, right? Yeah, take notes, pause it if you want it, ask me a question. I'm not seeing many questions. That means everyone is happy so far. And make sure you also smash down the subscribe and like button and join us on Discord. Really appreciate it. We're gonna lean the mixture. So we checked before, it was 45 It was 45%, 61%, I believe. There you go. That's fine with me. 62% everything lean. Make sure our lean and everything is good. Let's continue with the checklist after engine check. We're not gonna do any of the pre-departure brief and whatever. We already get that. Flight controls. Gonna check the flight controls quickly. Full left, full right. There you go. Now full up and down. We can't see that unfortunately. Nope. Destroy the control here. I know I need to work a little bit harder on this. There you go. Okay. Try to see working time. My yoke. By the way, I ordered a new yoke, so that is coming. Chief Steam Pilot. Hello everyone. Welcome aboard. So good to see you, Avio. Good to see you too, Chief Steam Pilot. Nav and comms are good. Transponder set to VFR 1200. Okay, we're good. GPS installed. We're not gonna do anything with the GPS, and we're good to go. So we're gonna go continue out for ATC text instruction to runway 11. All right. So we are at the 11 should be coming up here. 11. It's this taxiway over here. Yeah. Should be crossing runway 20 on Echo, I believe. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Continue with the rest of the flight. Some people put the recall lights on. I never put the recall lights on unless you're flying at night, but that's up to you guys. It's not again not required lights. Landing lights, yes. Taxi light, especially in GA. I only put the taxi lights on. That's what I did. This usually tells you the temperature outside and everything, but I believe it was the temperature, or was that the DME? I think it was the DME. Could be it was DME. Oh, 20 on Bravo. Here we go. That's what it was. Now light strobe, recog, dim night to daytime. Back to 1000 RPM. Crossing active, landing lights on. Clear, left and right are clear, I believe. Yep. Oh, sorry for the dog's bark. Bravo is right here. Lights can go off. That's a hotspot, by the way. Oh, I might have taken the wrong taxiway. Wait, this is where you need heavy crap. I can back a little bit, yep. Okay. I took off from this intersection so many times, I believe. Runway 11. Actually, I took the right one. Perfect. There you go. Now we're gonna say tower. New Seminole Beach Tower. November 414 Sierra Mike. Show runway 11 on Alpha, ready to go. Number 414 Sierra Mike. New Seminole Beach Tower. Winds are 110 at 7. Clear for takeoff. Runway 11 on Alpha. Clear for takeoff. Runway 11 on Alpha. November 414 Sierra Mike. Vehicle lights, keep it on just so you can test it out. But There you go. All right, so this is when we do the quick check before we start checklist. Make sure the fuel selector are on, both on. You want to take the clearance actually after you've done this before before takeoff checklist. All right, before takeoff, we're good. Elevator trim is set, rudder trim is set. It's good. Full flaps open. Primers are locked. We don't need that because we don't have those. Carb heats are off. Props full forward. Right heading. Make sure full forward. Okay. Fuel pumps on. Fuel pumps on. 1 and 2. And then engine instruments check. Everything is good. Now we're gonna continue with the roll over here. Don't want to be waiting too much long. And you're gonna do the final items for the takeoff. Hello. Off. Make sure the doors are closed. The landing lights are checked on. Transponder on alt mode. Okay, make sure full rich when you do one of the checks. Now, see. Okay. One is approaching. So we're looking at the speed for takeoff, right? 70 for short field and 75 normal. So we're going to start with a normal takeoff and see how that works out. Okay. This is kind of like the view I like to have on the plane, to be honest. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's very high. But actually, you want to see a little bit of the notes. You always want Dougal McTavish. Good morning, I guess. Actually, good night. Welcome aboard, Dougal. Spago Z said, woof woof. What's going on here? Let me some of the chat here. Oh, was he landing at Lugano? Oh, I didn't notice. I should check that. Alright, so let's go. We're holding the runway here, even though there's no one else flying with us today. So we're going to be rotating at 75 knots. So we want to be climbing at... Okay, cruise climb is 105. Traffic pattern altitude, I want to climb at 88. Okay. But we'll get that fair fast. This engines is really fast. These two engines can provide a lot of power for these type of aircraft. Alright, so rolling time. Sounds are beautiful, by the way. Seventy knots, 75, rotating. There you go. Gear up, positive rate. Go. I'm at 88, not 88, so let's bring this up. 88 knots. $500 start turning. We say we'll do, let's actually do, let's do a left traffic pattern instead. $1,000, we're gonna stop the climb. There you go. Bring the power back. Plan that. Oof, I need to find the controls for better control here. Actually, the traffic pattern altitude of this airport is 900 feet. So we'll do a better one next time. Oh, that's where my yoke is failing again. Trim this plane quite a bit. Keep an eye on that. Threshold, there you go. 900 feet there. Actually, we passed the threshold. Did we? Yeah, we did. So I'm gonna extend the downwind a little bit, just because we want to check out a little bit some of the trimming option. Looks like it's trimming very well, actually, fairly well, to be honest. Very well. I have no issues with that. Yeah, it's staying very good, actually, really good. Okay. Extending the downwind a little bit, okay? That's what we're doing. But let's start rolling down a little bit. Bring the speed back. Use a little bit of that speed. Hey guys, I'm trying to find something first here. Let's start to start on a very long final. Just wanted to fly and see over. I was curious to know if Spruce Creek has been modeled. It's there. It's not exactly like that, but it's pretty good. But very far out. Below 111, gear down. I know it's early, but it will help to reduce the speed. This issue with my yoke, unfortunately, where sometimes he falls asleep, and we're not gonna descend because we're far away, but we should be seeing the runway. Yep. You put one flaps down. Actually, yeah, one flaps down. Up, speed up a little bit. Make sure props full forward too. Usually I keep it like a 17, between 17 and 18 RPM at the very last, and put the full flaps down. A little bit of that trim in. We're looking for between 75 and 85 normal landing, okay? Keep like 18 inches, that's fine. And that 18 inches should now take us all the way down to the runway. You know? See how that works. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of power if you see that it's going low, but so far so good. It's actually pretty good on that airspeed. And with that power setting, I'm getting a little bit more than what I need. So if I put like an 18, I should get the perfect. Again, these aircraft, by the way, these aircraft, moment you cut off the power, comes down. Yep. when you cut off the power, it forgets that he's a plane and he starts falling down the sky. So there's a turbo variant. Yeah, I know, but I don't like the turbo variants. Alright, 70 knots right there. We don't want to get any lower than that. Now we're trying to aim to 1,000-footer over there. Let the plane sink down, and then right above it, we'll just roll it out. Ground effect there. There you go. Power cut off. Oh, perfect. Good landing there. So we're gonna do now a short field takeoff. So I'm gonna take this one up with it. Let's see. Wait. Okay, in real life we did this so many times. As long as you don't hit the lights. This airport can get busy. Epic Flight Academy comes over here. Phoenix East Aviation comes over here. Ember Riddle comes over here. So sometimes you have like 4 planes aligned on final. That's not 172s, but good landing though. That landing was pretty good. Now let's stop over here for a second before we start back over there. Park brakes on. Make sure everything is good. Lean the mixture again. Lights off. There you go. Wish we had a replay button, but we don't. Alright, one thing I want to do, thank you Chief Simpale, one thing I really want to do is actually checking on some of the manuals I have and see if I can give you more details about everything, basically. So traffic pattern altitude, we want to be at 18 inches on the manifold, I would say. So if you had 2 engines, okay, so that's one thing you want to do, keep an eye on. We're gonna climb it, so we're gonna, again, we climb at 88 knots whenever we can, as soon as we take off, and then 110 indicated above 500. And let me see what else we need to do. I'm gonna do a quick little thing here. Just doing a quick little check. Yeah, really trying to see. Sorry guys, I just really trying to focus on a few things. So 18. Okay. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go back to our things here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there you go. Back to us. Continue. Park brakes off. There you go. Continue with our flight. Let's do a short field. Takeoff and landing. Now this is going to be where you don't care how smooth your landing is going to be. You want to put it down. You're going to select a place where you want to put it down, and we're going to land it over there. Now taking off, that means we're going to have to do a flap 0, New Seminole Beach Tower, November 414 Sierra Mike. Oh, actually, let's say it cleared us already, cross 20 on Delta. Back a little. Yeah. Keep the fuel pumps on because we need it now for takeoff too. Anyways. So for taking off, remember we're going to be looking at 70 knots, and then we're going to be on the ground effect a little bit. Guys have any questions about the question about the plane? Runway 11, let's say it's cleared us, ready to take off. Level checking on the keeping this one on neutral position. There you go. Perfect. Good to go. Quick check again. This selector on. Elevator trim set. Flaps up. Double checking flaps are up. Yep. Alcohol flaps low. Car beat off. Props full forward. Mixture full forward now. Doors, landing lights are on. And there you go. Fuel pumps are on. Mixture's rich. Good. Left and right clear. So we're gonna simulate that we're gonna take the whole runway. So we're not gonna go all because we don't really need it, but simulate you want to go and like come in and then whoop, hard turn over here. A bit of power, differential power would be perfect for this, but the differential brake will do the same. Alright, we got the whole runway here. Now we're gonna do, we're looking for 70 knots. Okay, so we're taking off right here. That's when we're gonna be lifting up. So full power, hold the brakes. Everything is in green. Full power. Release the brakes. What do you want to do first? Hold and nose good like this. There you go. Airspeed is alive. Engine is in the green. 60 knots there. 70 knots. There you go. Hold on ground effect. Get some speed. Up. Up we go. Pretty good. That was actually absolutely great. Fantastic. Okay. 110, keep it at 110, 500 feet now. Continue to turn. Level off at 900. There you go. And bring the power back. Bit far out. Yep. Checking the runway, turning already. Usually there's a lighthouse. I don't know why it's not coming. Oh, I think it's just loading. Okay. There's a big lighthouse here. It's not coming up. That's weird. That's what we use to understand. Oh, we busted the traffic pattern. We'll do that. Hey, 900 feet right there. Perfect. Oh. Oh, moved my yoke a little bit, and then here we go. Got an eye on that. There you go. Keep a little bit away from it. Go below. Now, below 111, gear down. Mixture, props full forward, slowly. Wait till the speed goes down. There you go. Flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 3. The speed a little bit down, a little bit, let it come down, and then we can start to descend. There you go. Let's start our turn. We don't need to be that long. I want to keep it a little bit long since we're doing a short field. All flaps are down. At that point, we bring the power back though. That we should have done that a bit earlier. Give a good 500 feet per minute descent. Oh. Square up a little bit. Turn. And we're looking for 75 knots. That's what we're looking for, which is right there. And it's perfect. See, the power setting, and I'm getting 75 knots, 18, perfect. Oh wow, beautiful. In the meantime, I have a visitor in the cockpit here. The puppies trying to get, and I can feel their breath on my legs. Puppies. Not right now. Gum check, landing gear down, check. 3 green, we got 3 green, no red, 1 in the mirror. We cannot check the mirror because it's not unfortunately recreated. We're looking at the numbers. Let's see if we can put it down right at the numbers, okay? Power over back to adjust it a little bit. Oh well, not too far out. Not too far out, actually, pretty good. Let's do a flops up, there you go, and take off again. Look at 75 knots, there you go, good up, came up automatically. We have a positive rate of climb, 100 knots, sorry, 88 knots until, there you go, 88 knots until 500 feet. So that's the VY. Alrighty. Okay, let's go ahead and turn again. 900 feet we're approaching, so let's shallow that. There we go, bring the power back and everything back. Square and fair, we call it. So that's enough. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, we. And let's do that now. Depart, turn into again into the airport. Sorry, into a downwind leg now. HG square 2020. That's what I do. And that's key. You want to keep the speed at 105, and that's usually what gives me the best. Meantime, we were climbing. That's why the speed dropping down. A bit of traffic pattern fun over here today. A bit large, gonna be a bit closer, but I mean to this plane, this is a good distance from the runway. Anything close, it could be a bit tight. Now this is the threshold, right? Now we're pointing at threshold below 110. Sorry, below 111. We'll wait for 111, right? Oh, because we're distant. Oh. Sorry, below 140 for gear down, huh? And then below 111, flaps 1, flaps 2. Make sure props, we can bring it up. There you go. In the meantime, we climb some altitude. Oh, that might break up bad. And bring the power setting to 18. Bit of you had to use when you're turning left a little bit of left rudder. We call it squeeze the ball. You see this little ball over here? Now I'm using a little bit of rudder, you see? 500 feet per minute, that should give us a good descent rate. Keep an eye on the runway, square up. Not 1,500 feet. There we go. 1,800 RPM. You don't do anything slower than that. That's fine. Sometimes you have to keep that level flight right now. There you go. Should help. See now, if I remove it, sometimes, but when you're turning left, sometimes you have to squeeze the ball. Says a little bit of left rudder. Bring it back to the center. We're good on speed. We're doing right 80 knots over there. We're back on that. It's a bit low there, but power for air, power for altitude, pitch for power, pitch for speed. He stopped. The other puppies right here too. No puppies. You guys looking for me? 18 RPM is fine again. Make sure everything is good. A little bit low here, but it's okay. Visual, we'll clear the obstacles. Let's see if we can hit the footer over there, and then we'll move at nighttime and see. There you go. Good. Oh, a little bit of cute. Let's stop it over here. I tend to lift up the nose. That will help the brake, that will help to easy up a little bit on the brakes and on the tires. Beautiful sounds though. Amazing. Sorry, I didn't check the chat in a while. Bombassa, welcome aboard. Do you think the sim version is underpowered compared to the real world? I think so. I feel like I need to add a little bit of power, maybe an inch or two of RPMs here. So instead of maybe doing an approach at 17, 18, and then on final at 15, that's what I remember I used to do. I need to check my manuals one more time again. I feel like I'm putting a 1 or 2 inches higher RPM again. It is also true that each aircraft is different in real life. These are not Boeing 737 or Airbus A320s. Each aircraft has its own little issue. They're old. The power setting is not always 100% the same. So it's really not really a big deal, to be honest. I feel like it's very accurate. Now, regarding speeds, is very accurate. We're gonna have to check the flight dynamics by doing some stalls. That's gonna be fun to do. Shipsy by steady hands on the lineup. I know you got it. What you got it? What is he doing? Barbershop please. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. So someone said about the turbo version. So you had the turbo version. Yeah, I saw that, but I have the normal version of this. The exact version of the Seminole. To be honest, this looks much nicer, but when you fly it, it feels almost not the same, but kind of. Okay, ups down. There you go. And few pumps off. There you go. Landing lights off. So let's do a quick nighttime check, shall we? Bring a little bit different time. Let's see. So this is what it looks like. Dusk actually looks beautiful, stunning. You can actually increase the. Oh my god! Exactly this lights. Yes, we had exactly the. This is how you open the latch, the door. Yeah, actually, that's how you lock it. Sorry. You have to latch it once you are up. Once you are about to take off. and it is beautiful. Look at that. Is there a way to remove these? I forgot how to remove that because take a screenshot right there. Okay, have a look outside. So let's have a look a little bit of the lights, how it looks like from the outside. It looks really nice, to be honest. There you go. You turn off the strobe lights, and these, I like how the aircraft is actually moving, because these engines, even though they're idle right now, they still provide some lift over the ring, so try to move up and down. Now see, we got some lights in here, which is some weird, I would say. Doesn't seem like it's on, but it's on, I guess. You got your hinges over here, you got your static wicks. Yep. Well, sounds about right. Let me see the landing gear. The start. Oh, absolutely right. Yes, yes. This is exactly what I'm looking at. If every time I do a pre-flight check and I check underneath the plane, this is exactly what I'm looking at. Yeah. Got your stand over here. Let me see. Oh. Fuel sumps. Well, this is where you check your fuel. Your fuel sump, you check if there's any impurities in your fuel system. You got your 3 antennas, sounds right. You know, lights over here. Oh, okay, yeah, lights is good. It's okay. Look over here too. Man, to be honest, this is very well done. Let me see the placards over here. These avgas only. This is what we're talking about. This is where you fuel the pump over here on that side. Let me see, you got the same on this side. There you go. Then you got your oil and everything. You go check. Okay, so this is where you check your oil too. All right, so oil on this side, your oil and fuel over there. Oil and fuel. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check is everything good over here. Yep. Let's turn on some of the lights inside the cabin now. Show you. There you go. So let's turn on some of the other lights here. Let's turn them all on. There you go. We turn all the lights off. On, sorry. There we go. Alrighty, so let's see. So I see there's a little issue on the lights here. I guess it's not exactly. See that they should be turning on. The lights is right there. Strobe light is actually pretty realistic, except it's kind of like a dull. Like it works nice on the ground. That's exactly what I'm looking at. It's not very visible. I don't see a light, so I guess that's a little thing. Then you got your, there you go. Beautiful, look at that. Oh. You see the nose, actually nose is really good. You got your oleo, you got your struts in there, you get, oof, very well done. This side is kind of like the same, but let's bring the time at nighttime. Let's do nighttime. Then we're gonna do one landing. We do a night landing and then call it the day, call it at night, whatever we're gonna call it now. There you go. Yeah, kind of like it's a little buggy, I guess. It's there. Can't really see them, the lights. Let's go inside. Sorry, let's go inside the cockpit. Oh. Alrighty, so let's see. Let's have a look. Oh, wow, night lighting is not bad. Yeah, let's see if I turn on and Wow, beautiful. We tend not to have it so bright though at night because you want to see a little the minimum, bare minimum. That's what we want to have at nighttime. I don't think there's a way you can decrease the. You can do it on the menu here, but anyways, that's so I had to do a little flight here, right? Shall we? Okay, so go up here a little bit. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do one last flight. Let me see if I can do it nighttime. See the lights on. Thank you, Nick. Holy moly, that is so good. Alright. Bunk brakes are off. Okay, now they're off. I'm gonna turn these ones on now. Leave the lights on, let me make it quick. We'll see if tomorrow I'll be able to do another if I'll be able to do another live stream, but probably this week is gonna be rough again. Got some things coming up. So okay, continue. Yeah, we could try to land in Spruce Creek too. Available right now. Where you guys want to land? Spruce Creek? You want to land let me see. Sorry about that. Okay, so good. Let's do. Let me see. Let me see if anyone said nothing in the chat. Nope, no chat. Hello, chat. What you guys want to do? Me to land again here and then shut down, or? Thanks, Jen. Welcome aboard, NGF. Let's do this. Let's go. Make sure props full forward already. Got the puppies here right there with me. 3 puppies, actually 2 for now. Third one went. Lights are good. And full power. Rotating at 75 knots. Airspeed is alive. 60. 70. 95. Beautiful. Look at that. Positive rate, gear goes up. Climbing at the blue line, which is that's the VX. Let's climb VY. Sorry. There you go. Oh wow, it's climbing at VY very easily. Can climb at 105 now. Do a little turn over here. $25, $24. There you go. Yeah, props. With the props, I managed this green little arc, and with the throttles, I managed the manifold pressure. Big off. Get over here. Look at that. Beautiful. As good as we say at 2,000 feet, we can stay, yeah. Let me trim this plane a little bit better. Through actually there we go. We technically should request the Bravo transition right here, which should be in the Daytona Beach International airspace. So we request a transition to enter the airspace. Let's give it to the bot here. Was it control? Can he fly the plane without destroying it? You know what? We're taking over. AI doesn't seem to be a good AI. That was a little bit ridiculous. Let's not give the AI the flight controls, guys. Lesson learned. 24. Yeah, that seems like. Let's go to our airport. Bryan County Airport. Let's do that, right? Oh, we can actually go for Daytona Beach International. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plane. Yeah, let's do it. Let's quickly check the weather here. The meteor and everything, so let's see if we can land easily. Oh, winds are calm. 3012, which is the same. Let's join. Let's see. Let's join. The downwind for runway 7 right. Let's do that. Okay. Let's approach at 18 inches here on the manifold pressure. It's a very short runway, so get back to 1,000 feet. And this is Nova, I believe. What's the road here? What about the road? Is LPGA? That's international, I think. That's ISP. No, no, international is on this side. Eighteen, 18. Bit away from the runway. Trying to get down too, so. Runway threshold is right there, as you guys can see. Give a little bit of more space. Give us a little bit of wiggle room there. You go ahead and put your landing rates in. I don't know that. Threshold below 140, get down. 3 green coming up soon. We got 1 red so far. 3 green, no red, 1 in the mirror. There you go. Go ahead all the way to the intersection. That's the... Okay, below 111. Props 1, 2, 3. Make sure props full forward. That will let us reduce the speed. There we go. Let's see. Get down. Bit low here. That low. And the power, yeah, good power that. 18, keep it up again. The runway is right there. A bit low, but it's okay. It's the highway. Speed, keep an eye on that speed. Right there. So we are good. Oh. Let's do a short field landing, by the way. Let's try 115. Welcome aboard. I'm gonna go for the now at nighttime it gets very tricky. I'm gonna say that. At nighttime, you don't want to look at the threshold. You wanna, when you want to flare, you want to look at the end of the runway, because the illusion you will get is that you are higher than what you are, but you're not. You're lower actually. So here, the 70, right there. Short field operation. Oh, fast. Now I got to 18 inch. There. Let's get it to the numbers, the threshold. That's good enough. Apply full brakes. Release the pressure on the nose wheel. And should be doing a landing challenge with this. Right. Go to the GA parking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daytona Beach International Airport. There you go. Let's go. Guess we can take the next one, just quick park like that. Should be a parking spot somewhere over here. Let's just find a parking somewhere. Right in front of this hangar, for example, maybe. Hardcore left. Parking. Let me see. Is there any parking I can? I guess there was one. Just any parking, I think is. There we go, that's good enough. 1000 RPM, mixture props all in. Alright, let's see if we can continue with the checklist for the shutdown. Fuel pumps off, and landing like a transponder set on standby, which would... No, I want to put a standby, but it's okay. Turn it off. There we go. Good. The Vietnam master switch goes off before we shut off the engine pressure. Everything is off. Pito. There you go. Throttles 1000 RPM. 9000 RPM. 1000 RPM. We'll give him 1000 RPM. Picture cut off. Do both engine at the same time. Nice. Does it give us any... Does it give us landing rates for each of these? Or what they were. Anyways. absolutely fantastic on the animation with the props and the sounds actually. And now that we've done that, magneto switch can come off. There's alternator off, batteries off. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back home. Let's see, already set the dark pages we have. You have your checklist here, by the way. And let's get the static elements in. Oh, we have to wait for the end. Need to be shut off. Doors. Shut off. Oh, robot. That's funny. Oh, parking brake set. Set. Oh. There we go. You're here. Let's do a quick check outside. Oh, beautiful. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're done for today. This is a quick introduction, a few opinion about the aircraft. My final thoughts about the aircraft actually are good. Like, this is gonna be an aircraft I'm gonna be flying a bit more often, probably. See me flying this. We're gonna actually start a series of we're gonna call it the multi-engine training, or something like that. We'll see. And we'll do a few lessons. So we'll start from the beginning, and we'll make sure I will put the materials on Discord, if you guys can check it out. If you have any question, if you want to just ask me, and I can send you a copy of it. But anyhow, my final thoughts, actually, I think it's worth the money. I think it's so far it's good. It got the updates that they needed. It's a really good Carenado aircraft. Again, flight dynamics, we'll check those later next time. I will do a couple stalls and maneuvers and see how the plane reacts to certain forces. And right now, the landings were good. I was not struggling. When you get the power off, the plane comes down. And that's actually comes down pretty fast too. Then you got a good ground effect. Gonna check the propeller, how that works the next time we do the flight too. If we can see, we can do a VMC or one engine operating on one engine. We can shoot an approach maybe on one engine, see how that goes. What else? It is exterior and interior, very good, very appealing, very the fidelity is right there. It's like you can see actually very spot on, except for minor little things that are not essential aesthetically. Now, I would like to see the EGT gauge to work. The EGT gauge right now is not really working. You can see it work, but looks like it's a common issue. Could be just me, but it looks like it's a common issue. Instruments are good. They need to work though. Again, these are the VFR instruments though. I know there's an issue with the needles of your indicator, your HSI. It's the needle is not adjusting or moving on your GPS. Based on your GPS. The autopilot is working. It will follow the route. Test out the autopilot next time too. But so far, that's my opinion. If you guys have any question, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, like this video, join us on Discord, check us out at simwingsupport.org. See what we're doing, who we are, and who we are helping, and all our projects, our group flights coming up. There's one coming up, I believe, for the Dougal. I forgot. Is next month, I'm gonna say. If you go to www.simwingsupport.com, which you can find the website, .org, you can find the website down below, and you can see our group flight. It's gonna be on the Saturday 13th, okay, and it's gonna be in Chile. So we're gonna be flying on some GA planes over here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So check us out. Here's the website. I give you a little look about it, and here's Simwing support project. See, this is what we do. This is the group flight page where you have to register. It's free registration. We'll have a lot of fun. These are some of our let's see, got our sponsors and everyone here. Yeah, different couple pictures, some nice stuff. You can check us out. I guess the website. That oh no, actually, some videos. Let me see recipients and see who if you want to apply to the Simwing support. Testimonials. Here we go. We got some nice new pictures over here. Videos and you guys can check out what we do on the events page also, and what we do on the about page. Please make sure to leave us a like and a subscribe. Again, as always, be kind to one another, wash your hands, follow your government directives, social distance, and blue skies everyone. Aviaman is out. Bye guys.